on Friday, October 17th. Members present, myself,
Tony?
and Mrs. Brancato is on the way, so we were going to get started prior to her getting here. Make a motion that we approve the agenda,
Second?
and yes, yes.
All for it.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes,
Second?
yes.
So moved, yeah.
Okay, and I guess we'll move on to Mr. Wortman.
So, update on bus patrols since last time we talked about it. Ivy and Borough has signed and returned their agreement. I had bus patrol make a few modifications. Upper Southampton their solicitor had a couple requests.
Okay.
And that all went through. They are taking it to their next meeting. And Warminster also is taking theirs to their, I think their first meeting in November.
Okay.
Is what the update I got from them yesterday. So hopefully by the second week in November, I have all the agreements in place and we're ready to start implementing that. So I think that's exciting for, safety of our students.
That's awesome.
Everything like that. So
Just out of curiosity, what were the solicitor's requests? Just
it was
minor.
updates to Pennsylvania law that bus patrol hadn't put in there on how they deal with these things, because they change all the time, because now with all the cameras on stoplights and things like that, they've rewritten some of the law.
Okay.
And bus patrols wasn't up to date with Pennsylvania law,
good.
so their solicitors said, hey, we need to update this so we do it right. And I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, it's good that you
Cool.
caught it.
Yeah, so they did a good job. Other things that are going on is, I knock on wood all the time. I think we're starting to make headway on repeat discrepancies. One of the things I've tried to implement when I got here is to fix things right the first time. It might cost a little more money in the upfront, but it seems to me like we've had less and less things repeat themselves over the last months, and it seems like the scrambling around and the things we fix on a daily basis have shortened. So now we can focus on our actual preventative maintenance items and the things that we should be doing and have time to do.
That's great.
That theory over time saves us money. It might, in the long term. And it seems like that's happening. It just seems like things have slowed down. So, with that, so.
On that note, Mr. Greenwood, since we're, some of the refinancing is helping us out, and there's other items that are looking to save us money. A couple of years ago, you had addressed a capital fund and trying to fund the capital fund. Is that something we can start looking at again to get ahead, preventative capital fund to get ahead of being proactive like Mr. Wortman's been trying to do? I know we looked at it, we couldn't really fund it the way we wanted because we didn't have the money, but if things change now, that it's something we can at least look at? I think it was, yeah, I think it was a preventative maintenance fund, so we can be proactively fix things instead of fixing things after they break.
I think they're a little bit two different things. So I think we are funding and have budgeted a capital fund improvements to purchase everything from buses and vans to other capital needs, technology needs, right, that are included in our capital. Is that what we're referring to?
I might be using the wrong term. A couple of years ago, you had talked about funding a reserve fund so we could proactively do things, do a roof ahead of time, that kind of thing. Right.
Utilized the prior year surpluses, right? We've had positive gains from interest revenue, a lot of things. We're able to transfer them into either the debt service fund, right, which has a little more leeway in how those dollars are used, or the capital fund directly to make sure that we were funding bus replenishment on vans, van programs that Karen Morgan established, whatever it may be. I think Jim's reference to his take on sort of repairs, right, is to really go after the root problem and try to address the
Yep.
which is fantastic, right? So, there's examples within food service where we had a hot water heater and a hot water heater problem for a while, and it kept reoccurring. And Jim, with a different eye and a different view, was able to share a more expansive, hey, it's gonna cost us a little bit more, but this is the fix, right? We can patch it, 10 more times. That's sort of outside of the capital, that's really a maintenance issue, that's an expense. We can keep trying to put patches on this and keep it going versus fixing it.
So financially, we're in a pretty good place to be proactive then.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's what I was getting at. Okay.
Yes. Yep. So, yeah, at some points I step in, I let the guys do some work and they talk about what they're doing and they do a fabulous job. And then it's, at some point, they're like, we're gonna spend this much to fix a 10-year-old piece of equipment that has been fixed 2 times a year for the last 3 years. Well, it's time to replace the piece of equipment and stop putting a third of the amount of its cost to replace into repairing an old piece of equipment. So those are kind of things I'm trying to, they're coming along and they're thinking about now and how they replace and repair things. And we have those discussions all the time.
Ken, brought up before, the work that Jim and our maintenance transportation teams did, things like the bus step, right?
Oh, yeah. And the water leak thing's fantastic.
The real savings to the district because they took the time to sort of think through the pieces.
Yeah.
And take the thing apart, right? They've been fearful of taking it apart. But they jumped in with both hands.
Yeah.
And were able to create some of those savings. So some of those would hit our capital plan, which is funded, right? So some of the things that you may be talking about that come up, hey, I need to replace this. This is actually a capital item and those things will happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, nothing changed. I'm still working through Barry Izette and coming up with a plan for the FCS classrooms to hopefully we can figure out how to fund those for next summer. When I get a total number, we'll have more to update on those. And I just continue to, I guess, fix, project the 10-year capital plan and refine those numbers as I get more data. So that's just to continue, that'll continue. I'm 10 years now, next year I'll have to add a year, so that's just an evolution. It just keeps going. So we stay ahead of what we need to stay ahead of.
I'm supposed to be able to see that.
Now, these are the same slides.
I can't see it there.
And I can, we might be able to share these another way in a weekly update or in just a operations email so you can see them and actually have time to look at them as I update them. Tom, do you have anything to add to capital update that we have nothing's really changed in capital update stuff?
Yeah, these.
I think our capital plan is holding up. This was the capital plan approved, so these documents are online and shared as part of our budget documents. And I think if you jump back just
Yep.
to the capital, so I think as we move forward, right, we're going to talk about Jim had a proposal for vans and buses that are in line with these expectations. He's looking to gain approval for those items. And I think as we look through these, right, today, it's probably unlikely that we spend any of the money on the FCS classrooms in this current year, right? That seems like it's going to be a summer project.
Yep.
Put it into next year. So the capital budget is more of a cash-based entity, right? So if we don't spend it, we will roll over to the next year. Those are some of the changes that could happen, right? I know technologies, I think they mentioned they're working on the projector replacements. Those are happening at Klinger and Bond College.
Yep.
We have the planetarium technology was done. Planetarium is now operational.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is good news. We have a number of classes that we're planning to utilize it for. So people taking, from within the district, science and in wisdom curriculum. Blurs the lines of sort of English and science. So really positive opportunities with that. So I think the plan itself seems to be falling in place. The only one that I believe is outside is the FCS classroom.
Yeah.
We need to take care of that. But that seems a little more complicated, perhaps, than first assumed. And then trying to debate on how best to get at that.
Yeah, again, doing that plan right from the front and making sure we have everything planned and we know the actual cost instead of going into it without really investigating those FCS classrooms, I think it takes some time. It's just like I'm still continuously working on solar, but our roofs are not ready. And that's a thing we have to talk about at some time when I have all those. That's another number I'm crunching to try and figure out, can we do it in phases? Can we do it, so that's to come too. But I don't want to give you a bunch of information that's not true until I know what the picture really looks like, so.
With the planetarium, where are we with grants, business partnerships, and getting outside
That
agencies to
would
come in?
be, IT would probably be doing that, or maybe,
Yeah, I think, that was strictly a hope, right? So, and that it was shared as such.
Right.
And Mr. Gabriel and Paul, right, we would be hopeful that there'd be an opportunity for, as we get those fixes done, to be able to invite neighboring school districts, right? There's only a handful of schools in the area, less than a handful that actually have planetariums, right? So the ability for us to rent it out.
Right, and that's a great resource.
Yeah. District to come to the planetarium is an opportunity. Mr. Gregson sent us last week, last Thursday, a grant application. We thought at the time was for transportation when he sent it over, but in Jim's review, and as we looked at it, actually was more of an educational science grant. So we flipped that to Mr. Rutz and asked him to evaluate that. A response isn't due until the middle of November, but we certainly looked at the planetarium. We were discussing it with Mr. Gregson just before our last board meeting got started. He asked, "Hey, did you get it?" I said, "I got it." We looked at it. The date isn't the next day. We have until November. And we think it has a more of a link to science.
Yep.
And the ability to tie it to the planetarium is something that Joe is going to work through and reach out to our science team and see if we can get something out of that. So there is.
That's great.
Nice. Drop in. I think he got it from somebody in the legislature, sent it over to him.
Nice.
He was able to hand it off.
Sweet.
So
So that's that. So the next thing is what we taken to the board for approval or not. But so there's 4 items, so I'll talk through each one of them. So I'm requesting that we purchase a cargo van. This is just a Ford Transit van that's clear in the back for our courier. And what that would do is that would replace his truck. What's happened over time is he's transporting thousands of computers, food for dining services all the time, paper products for printing and things like that. And he's got a truck with a vinyl bed cover on it, and it is not watertight. It still lets water in. So what I proposed is a cargo van for him. Number one, it's cheaper than a truck. Trucks are $80,000. They're ridiculously expensive when it comes to that. They're $75,000, $80,000 just with nothing in them. It's crazy. So it's cheaper, and it's going to replace one of the old trucks. It's actually a 2009. I got my dyslexia or something there. But that truck is our carpenter's truck, and it's starting to rot out, and it's having a lot of issues and things like that. So what we would do is take the current courier's truck and transition it to the carpenter. It's still got a plow on it and everything, and then replace that and sell the current truck from the carpenter, which we're going to sell, not trade in, because we can get twice as much money on a sale on municipal bid or something like that. So we hope to recoup about $20,000 of that. That truck and its plow is probably worth $20,000, even though it's that old.
34 then.
Yeah, we're, 34, 35, 40 into a van, so, and then transition that truck that the courier has into the carpenter's truck because it's a much newer truck. So that's my thought and plan on that to try, I think that's the best way to make that happen. The other one we're requesting when it comes to vans, so these are similar to the vans we bought last year without the bus door. We really don't need that bus door and all the different things that those vans on. These are basically today's version of the vans that have the bench seats in them. They come certified 9-passenger van, and here we went down to Abington and looked at them. So these are actual pictures of the vans.
Who went and looked at them?
I went and Tim Anderson went. We went.
Can I ask, who is the one actually negotiating the prices for these vehicles?
So here's what happens. We went out to bid for these.
Yeah.
And I'll show you, the bid was actually higher than the, what's the name of the, not CoStars, but, damn it. I have it right here.
It's a bit.
No, so it's, but it's like CoStars. It's, I'm losing my mind right now. So they came back more expensive. In the bid, they were cheaper on the CoStars bid. So the price per van, instead of being 90-some thousand like we did last year without all the other stuff, they're $61,000. So all those bids go out. Anything that comes from CoStars is a fixed price. Nobody negotiates those. We request a bid through the CoStars system, and they give us a CoStars bid. They have to give us certain discounts. Sourcewell. So same thing as CoStars.
Speak to your head mechanic.
Yep. So
Speak to him.
I know, I talk with him about it all the time. Yeah,
You're not following.
okay.
He's telling everybody that he's the purchasing agent
Yeah,
for
no,
all the buses and the vans.
yeah, no.
He's not qualified to do that. Then I'm getting community members calling me, not bus drivers, community members asking me why we're sending a mechanic to do our purchasing. And
Yeah,
I
he's
said, I
not.
have no idea what you're talking about.
He doesn't do any purchase.
Yeah, but he is saying that over there.
Yeah.
Just
We'll
give him
clarify.
a little,
We'll clarify it.
yeah.
So using Sourcewell, and you'll see this on the board, it's in the minutes and everything here that we have, all the documents to go. We're gonna save a little over $5,000 purchasing 2 vans.
So how are these different than the ones you bought last year for that?
Last year's were the tall ones, number
Yeah.
one. They came with, they had to send them out and modify the step because it's ADA compliant or something like that. And remember, they had the bus door that opens like a bus handle. They had to take that door off, restructure it, put it back on with all the mechanisms to open it like a bus.
Why did we need that though? But why did we need that bus door?
We needed, last year's buses, right, are really, for, most importantly for special education.
Yep.
They're not being used for special education.
They are.
No, they're not. Why would I say that if I didn't know? They're not being used for special education.
They should be used.
We
for
were
special
told it were-
education because
they
it
were-
allows for the bus aides to stand up.
There's not even any bus aides.
Support their,
So the-
support those folks.
So those buses are not being used for special education. There are no bus aids on those buses. There is no aisle. Those are bench seats.
100% not. They're set up like these. They actually have a bigger aisle than these do down the center.
That's
The
not
white
what I'm
bins.
being told.
Well, we had pictures of them last year and we've been in them. They truly have, like these 3 seats up front, they're actually split. There's actually 2 on one side and 1 on the other. The same with the second row is 2 and then they're split in the back. So there's a lot more room. Somebody can stand up in them. They can maneuver around in them. These you can't stand up in, but these are newer versions of the bench seat and they're much easier to get in and out of. They drive better.
Why do we need more vans?
So we can recoup some of the runs that we outsource right now.
Who do we outsource to?
The IU, and we outsource to a company called Buckled In.
I think Karen Morgan, a year ago, 2 years ago, runs, and/or shorter runs, right? That don't
How many-
require.
How much are we outsourcing?
In number of students or money or,
How about both?
so in 24,
No, I'm talking about right now. I don't care about 24.
well, I know 24, 25 year. So we're 25, 26. We just started the year, right?
Yeah.
24, 25, we paid the IU 1.8 million, over $1.8 million in just transportation.
I'm talking about now.
So right now, we just started. We don't get a bill from them.
Outsourcing, 20 runs to Buckled In, is that the number correct?
I thought Buckled In said they couldn't
Nope.
provide for us anymore.
26.
26.
We've got 26 students in Buckled In.
We are utilizing Buckled In for 26 runs.
26 runs or 26 students?
26
Same thing. They do one-offs.
26
They put them in a vehicle.
I thought Buckled In said they couldn't handle it.
They could, nope. We had a meeting with the regional director, came in from San Diego, the guy that runs that region, and we had a meeting with him, and they found us drivers, and we are currently using 26 of their drivers to transport some of our students.
So they only transport
Yep.
one student?
Yep.
The change from, right, so at the peak, right, at the start of school, we were overwhelming Buckled
In.
keep calling it Buckled Up, so Buckled In more, right, so we transitioned, Jim called them up, they had this meeting, they had their, VP fly.
Yeah, I think he was the vice president, actually. Now I think.
And began assessing it. So Buckled In is a go-to for us, right? They are a new partner and a partner that saves us probably 20 hours a child
Yep, per day.
between the difference between an IU or
I have all the numbers.
So we are using them. I think we had, how many kids are being transported by the IU?
52
52.
currently.
52 kids currently with the IU.
So I'll just give an average a day.
We continue to do this, right? We continue to believe
52 students?
in.
We're
in this
currently
ordinance
transporting.
Plan years ago, at least a year ago, to have vans to manage these less occupied runs instead of driving a bus out that is, is much larger than needed, right? So.
Not to mention
always
it's
to do that,
easier to get van drivers
the cost
than
of
it is CDL drivers right now. Until we know that this plan totally takes us forward with 10 new CDL drivers, van drivers we have.
So these aren't new topics. These are topics
Yeah.
that were included in the capital plan for vans as well as for buses. So jump back, they're not new discussions. We're certainly, we'll take a deeper dive and reassess if you'd like us to. But the notion of utilizing vans for shorter runs has been on the docket, has been discussed both in this committee as well as to the board in general.
Why is there only one student for each run?
On Buckled In,
Yes.
because they're actually certified, they use their private cars. It's basically like a professional Uber service where they manage the system and they send someone out each day.
So
and
it's like an Uber?
Kind of, but they're managed by this company and they're background checked and they're done all the criminal checks, everything
So
like
you mean
that.
Tony and I could go work for Buckled In, like
Yep.
that kind of? So like Uber?
Yep.
Why would we put kids in those cars?
It is efficient and an effective way.
But is
to
it
move
safe?
Yeah.
Come on.
It is 100% safe.
They have telemetry on those cars. They're all tracked, everything. The parents can track the car.
Monitor, you can watch your kids.
They have the driver's number. If they need something, it's all
It's a
legitimate.
glorified taxi.
It's all legitimate, yeah, but they have totally control. They know if the guy's speeding, they know, it's just like anything. It's a very competent organization. So,
It is.
and the difference is $30-some a day per student.
I don't care, I wouldn't.
From the
have to
IU.
get in that car.
So the parent
picture of the driver, everything.
She gets both of those, they come, I think at one point they were gonna put Centennial Door, a sign on their window or door as to
Yep.
identify it, but they communicate with the parents, and it's very clear as to who's gonna be showing up at your door. Those can be tracked, they can be monitored, the entire time, and they're an efficient option. Much like is utilized at EIU.
Yeah.
To some extent, right, that they're utilizing not necessarily buckled in, but a similar organization to try to, move these sort of one-off children. To pick up this child who doesn't live in the area, but his home district is here. You need to drive up to Allentown, pick him up and bring him back. Put him in a bus or to not have a van to do that is a little challenging. Utilizing that tool in this organization to meet those needs is true and something that isn't new. It's not something that's happening for the first time. We've taken a step in identifying buckled in as an alternative provider, which is saving us money. And providing the exact same, not only is it saving us money, but it's the exact same service that alternative users are paying more for.
I have a question regarding the vans. So there's, there's a lot of changes coming, a lot of positive changes. If one of those changes, which I think might happen, results in less outplacements, would we then not need those vans?
We could
If
still.
we're not
pull
doing
them
as
back.
much outplacements?
Well, I don't know if we
I mean,
can,
because I don't know where the numbers are with how many outplacements we have, how much that, we currently have, that necessitates the purchase of the vans. And if we're not doing as many, then maybe we don't need, maybe the vans we have will do the job if we don't have as many
Yeah, I-
outplacements.
I don't.
I mean, I
have
know
the
it's
data
looking
in
into the
front of me,
future, but-
Yeah, I don't have that data in front of me, but, because I would have to talk to special needs and.
Could we either put this on hold until we have that information, or maybe just lease vans short-term until,
I mean, I think we can use the vans either way to pull these students back from, not all the IU or buckled in students are special needs. Some are like just one-offs where you have to pick up one person. So instead of sending a 30-passenger bus
No, I
or
get
something
that,
like that. So without all that, but I don't have that.
can we
data.
look at those numbers first before we commit to almost 124 grand and see if we could, I mean, if there's a possibility we're
Well-
heading in that direction, then we may not, maybe get one van instead of two, maybe at least one or two for a short period until we see where this winds up, what the outcome is, and maybe, it's a short-term lease, not a lot of money, and then we don't end up having $124,000 worth of vans that we may not need as much if we reduce our dependency on it.
I mean, vans are used across the district, right? So
Yeah.
vans are used at the high school to transport spirit students from work opportunities, right?
So it's not just, not just the outplacement stuff, or,
It's not
okay.
just an outplacement thing, right?
Okay.
It is identifying
Yeah.
students who aren't special needs that still have a need to get from one place to another, right? It's the difference between driving kids to LaSalle, because we have 4 of them, putting them in a van and driving the van to LaSalle.
Instead of a bus.
Instead of a bus.
Well, that makes sense.
They are used as a part of our transportation model.
So has our need gone up, or has our operational vans reduced?
7.
I wanna wait. That's
7.
my opinion. You guys do what you want.
I mean, has our need increased that much, that we need 18 more seats?
I mean, just because we can find van drivers, until that we know we have 10 more CDL drivers, we don't know that yet.
And I think that was
We've
the
said
basis
yes.
of Karen's part, was the need for that, for vans instead of buses, for those shorter trips and smaller loads, as well as it feeds our
Here-
van
yeah.
to CDL driver model.
Here's just one example from this year that I just thought of. So we used to leave 2 vans at the high school for them to use in the middle of the day for trips or whatever. It's this year, we've pulled those back and are using them for routes morning and afternoon and dropping them back off right after the routes in the morning at the high school so they can use them. And then we go back and pick them up so we can use them in the afternoon. So the increased need for vans, number one, because we have a lot of special, one-off trips, and we have an excess of van drivers right now. The need for vans is there. We could use them right now if we had them today.
We have 7 vans already.
Yes. And some are pretty
I say
old.
we wait, that's just me.
Are all 7 vans filled to the capacity and?
Well, I can't say they're
every
filled to
day where we're
capacity.
not,
I can't say capacity because we might only have 4 in it to go to, like he said, to LaSalle.
then you need 4 going to another direction at the same time.
Yep.
So it's that kind of
And
thing.
instead of put,
Currently are, like the school buses themselves, right?
Okay.
Where currently are they filled to capacity, right? Because if you needed to drive the hour to collect 78 kids worth of students, that's a different thing.
So even with 7 vans, we're still using full-size buses to do trips that a van could do.
if we have drivers.
What's that?
If we have.
If we have drivers.
That's
Well,
the-
well-
there's so many factors going
Right.
into
But,
what,
but even if this raise enables us to hire drivers and we get CDL drivers, it doesn't change the fact
we need
that,
vans.
we're still using large passenger buses to do trips that vans could do. So that's what this is about.
I mean, and the other thing is, I know it's, but the money for these is already slid aside into capital. Even if we don't spend it, it doesn't go back into operation, right? It's already been earmarked, it's set aside. So I'm not saying that's an argument, but we're not,
No.
it just gets slid to the
No,
next
I'm-
year. So just a thought.
So, right, so even, regardless of the driver situation, just, we're still using large passenger buses to do trips that vans could do. Because we don't have enough, even at 7 vans, that it's not enough to do. We're still using buses that we shouldn't be using buses.
I mean, because again, also, given what you've said here and that this is part of that ongoing transportation conversation, I don't see any reason not to move it to the full board for consideration. So I would support moving it ahead to see what everybody thinks.
It doesn't hurt to move it ahead.
Yeah, see what everybody says.
Right. Two more.
Before the vote.
2 more.
2 more. So, if this thing wants to work. So, proposal for 2 30-passenger vans.
How about fixing the buses we have?
So we have 2 that are old enough that we can basically make 1 out of because they're starting to get that bad. Or we can put
When are the
thousands.
mechanics actually working on the buses?
They do work on the buses.
Do they?
Yes,
Do they know what they're doing?
yes.
I don't think so.
So this,
You have bus drivers that are not propane certified, is that correct?
we have some that have not been to training.
None of them have propane certification, not one of them.
I'm-
I asked this a year ago. Not one is propane certified. So we send all our propane buses out for repair.
Not true.
Who works on the propane buses
They
then?
work on them. They've had training on them.
Are they certified?
It's a training you go through, you go out to Brightville and they
It's a
train you.
certification.
Okay.
It is a certification, correct?
Nope.
What?
No, I don't believe it is, but that's, I'll check on that.
Talk to your mechanic.
I know.
That is what they're saying.
They have had some of the 2 newer ones have not had training on it, and I tried to set it up, we just haven't been able to make it happen yet
That's what you told me a year ago.
because of timing. No, that was the summertime that I worked on that. Yeah, they weren't, so. So I'd like to buy 2 30-passenger buses to replace 2 of the older units. What we'd like to do is take one of those older units and make a backup out of it. There's 2 that are failing, make 1 work, and then get rid of the other one and leave that 30-passenger there in case we need an additional bus for an emergency.
So those 2 old 30 passengers, they're just at the end of their life.
Yeah,
I mean, just,
they're 2006s.
right. Yeah, so even regular
They are-
repair isn't going to keep them
They are
going.
2000, year
We just
2006
raised
buses.
taxes. You don't think the community's gonna go buck wild? We just raised taxes. We should be spending as little as we can. We can't keep smacking these people in the face.
I understand.
Mr. Greenwood, I would beg to differ. Since it's my name that's being said, Mrs. Brancato did this. I'm one of 9. But Mrs. Brancato's the only one being blamed for it. I'm not spending another dime.
Right, so,
That's just me.
This
There's
is-
3 people here, so
so are we, are we taking these forward or?
Replenishment, you're saying we're no longer
I'm
replenishing.
not even doing
I'm
it.
saying,
No longer gonna keep a revised fleet, we're gonna just let the buses age out.
what I'm saying is
That's what
that I
you're
don't
saying.
think the mechanics are giving enough time, getting enough time to do their own jobs because they're driving.
Totally agree with you.
And
I
then
think we made
we
most of
have-
that last night, or Tuesday.
Right,
Very
and we
articulate.
have mechanics, in my opinion, just from,
I think that, that's different from taking a 2006 bus and saying, 19 years worth of driving, you've served your time, and you're due to be replaced.
we just don't have the money, Mr. Greenwood.
Then-
Until we find the
then we'll
money-
vote accordingly. And I
Until we
understand that.
find the money, we should not be spending money that we don't absolutely have to spend.
So if we get fully staffed with drivers, do we have enough buses in service to make the runs
Yes.
right now?
We do, but
Okay.
again, is a matter of, again, discussion that has been in this committee as well as to the board in whole. Discussion around, instead of continuing to not replenish buses, to do so over a period of time.
But couldn't
So
we-
that you don't get to a year from now and need to replace 6 buses.
Couldn't we
Because we
just,
have been short-sighted in the replenishment. And
Yeah.
you were correct, Mrs. Mercado, that it comes to you and the board, right? So we're just making our recommendation. If
But
the
couldn't
board
we-
chooses to no longer replenish buses, then we're fine, right? If that's the plan, that the bus replenishment is no longer gonna happen, then we'll move forward without doing it, right? But it was discussed, it was in our capital plan, shared with the board. But if the board now chooses to pause, chooses to delay, that replenishment, then we'll move on, right? But we're doing the work, based on what the plan was. So we're sort of working the plan, to understand what needs to happen. If you want to wait and not, right, because that was the challenge, is we weren't replenishing our buses. We were having older and older buses, and at some point, they end, right? These are 2006 buses, 19-year-old buses.
Both of those are 2006.
Yeah, both these are two. We have 19 buses that are 2010 or older right now. So, and that's only, they're just, that's it is what it is.
So even though they're old, we currently have enough to make the runs if we have the drivers
Yep.
to staff them. Do we have any, if one of those older ones just dies, do we have any replacements? Or spares?
Really depends on the size of the bus, right?
Okay.
So if it's a 30-passenger bus, probably not. If it's if it's something, could we send something else out? Maybe. We could put a different bus out there. If we need a 72-passenger bus and one of those goes down, we don't have any extras. So it's really.
How old's the one
depends
you
what
want to, how old's the one you want to replace?
The
The
72-passenger?
72?
It's one of the ones that we have, 7 as of today, Tom, that are out of commission basically permanently. They're that old that they are
They're
not
just
worth
not
fixing.
fixable, they're done.
It's going to replace one of those to have another bus on our fleet. Those are 7 buses that we either have to scrap or sell. They're basically worth $1,000 a piece. Nobody wants them.
If we get the 72, can we not do the 230s? If the 30s are running and buying a 72 gives us a bus as a reserve, you know, it does this, runs and requires 72.
I mean, it goes,
Does that work short-term?
it just goes back to logistics. I mean, we can, like Tom said, we'll make all of it work. What we're trying to do is not come 3 years from now and have to replace 10 or 12 buses at one time. This is, you know, let's do, we earmark $650,000 a year that goes into capital. It's stuck in capital. This is a little over $500,000 for all of these vehicles. So I mean, it is what it is. So that's I'm trying to, same way as I talk about maintenance, doing things
Right.
progressively and not getting down to the end of the road and having 7 roofs in 2 years to fix and cost us $10 million in one time.
I'm looking at not wanting to, you know, spend a whole bunch of money, but on the
Yep.
other hand, we need to get kids to school.
Mhm.
And if we don't have the infrastructure to do that, or if, you know, we start finding buses just dying on the road because of that.
It's that, and it's as much about just keeping our bus fleet updated a little at a time. This is,
While we're on that, 7.4, I forget which bus
Well,
that
we
was.
didn't finish this.
Well, this is the buses. 7.4 refers to one of the buses. It looks like it doesn't have any seatbelts on it.
which
It was item 7.4 on the agenda. I forget which
no,
one. Bus that was referring.
our seat, unless they are,
I mean, maybe it just didn't call it out, but they all come with them now.
all of our buses, no,
Okay.
Buses don't have seatbelts.
no.
But one, I thought, it looked like one of them did, but one of them didn't.
We have a few that have some for certain, like the special needs
Okay.
and things like that. If it has a wheelchair and different things like that, they do have some seatbelt items in them.
So one, maybe I just not reading the video.
Yeah.
It looked like one had belts and the other one didn't.
Well, the vans and stuff will
Maybe it
have,
was, maybe. it
the
was-
vans will have belts, obviously.
I thought one of the sturdies had belts. Unless, maybe I just read it wrong.
Yeah,
But I did read that 7.5, that belt, or that bus, it called for undercoat, but it's not having it
yeah, so that's things that
on the attachment.
we can do after we get it, because that's what's out there right now. So we've accepted that, take that off, because these vans are already built, and that's why Sourcewell has given us such a great deal on them. The vans, and so we can do the undercoating when we get them. We can do that
Are we paying less
in-house.
for the bus because it doesn't have it?
Yep, it's already built. They're out there, ready to
Oh,
go.
oh, okay.
So we wouldn't have to
Oh,
wait till
okay.
February to get them. We could get them in November when we need them,
Okay.
you know, so we were.
We just take advantage of things that are already sitting there ready to go.
Yep, and that's why some of these are this much off per unit,
Okay,
because they're sitting there built already.
okay.
And they
That
don't
makes
wanna keep them for a year or two.
Because they're
Right.
leftovers, Mark,
Right.
and they want to sell them.
Right, but they're new.
They're this year's
Right,
bus.
so we can get a deal on them. Which makes sense.
I mean, again, this is part of an ongoing bus replenishment conversation. I don't see a reason to not move it forward, and if you want to vote no, vote no. But if, you know, if the board feels that we should continue the plan as we've been doing it, then yeah, let's move it ahead.
Yeah, I think it's something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, transportation is top of mind for everybody right now, so, and again, if people want to vote no, vote no.
Yeah.
But,
But I mean, yeah, let's get some of those questions answered, have that information presented prior, and that, so everybody can get a look at it, and we can have that discussion if needed at the meeting. But
yeah, that's fine.
I think it's something that.
Any more questions?
Are we done?
No,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.